Merry Christmas, everyone. This will be my best Christmas movies of all time. Now, obviously this is a mix between my favourites and the best, because I'm obviously not gonna, as much as the movie is good, it's the amount of times I've watched it and gone back for Christmases. A lot of these movies on the list I've watched only once this year for the first time. So it's a very much my favourites list. There is movies that I think are very much better made. But personally, these have really big Christmas connections to me. But before I start, I'm actually going to show this shirt off. I wore it in the Star Wars review. People were like, what is that weird green shirt? It's a Star Wars Christmas shirt. And I had to wear it, and I forgot to mention in that video, but I've been wearing this a few days during Christmas. I think it's a funny t-shirt. I actually hate the colour green, but I'll put it on for the sake of it. But I'm actually going to do a top 12 list as the story goes, the 12 days of Christmas or whatever it is. So I thought I'd do 12 movies, as well as some honorable mentions. I actually have done a 24 days of Christmas movie marathon that I'm going to do the video of. I will be dropping it on, actually Christmas, I'm scheduling it for Christmas. And I did that, and a lot of these movies are on this list because I watched all of these this year. And I actually had a pleasant run with that thing. There was a lot of them on there, but I'm going to quickly spit out some honorable mentions before I get into my top 12. It's a Wonderful Life, a movie I thought was really well done. I don't think it's the best Christmas movie. I think it's a really well done movie, but it just happens to be set at Christmas, like this Christmas miracle kind of thing at the end. I thought it wasn't really a great, a really Christmas movie to put in my top 12. As much as it is known as a Christmas movie, I don't see it as a personal Christmas love. The Grinch, another one that I kind of grew up with, and that's the reason I really like it, but I had watched it and I thought, this movie isn't that great. I think Jim Carrey really holds the movie together. Scrooged. Obviously Bill Murray's take on A Christmas Carol I think is really smart. Again, only watching it the first time this year kind of puts a dent on how much I can love it. Maybe my list will change in a few years the more I start watching these movies over and over again. Arthur Christmas, another one I watched for the first time this year, and I actually really enjoyed. Very much a kid's, Christmas movie. I liked the little take they did on it, but maybe if I had watched it more, it could have fallen into the list, as well as The Muppets Christmas Carol. Again, another one that I thought was really good. I'm not a huge Muppets guy, so I can't say I loved the movie, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. And Michael Caine as Scrooge, to me, wasn't the greatest pick. I think he did as good as he could do, but I think his physical demeanour was too much for me to love him as Scrooge. But nonetheless, let's get into the top 12, starting at number 12 with Harold and Kumar's Christmas, or Harold and Kumar Christmas, however you want to fucking pronounce the title. This movie is ridiculous. This movie is fun. It is just Harold and Kumar, and they do fucking Christmas, as it says in the title. And obviously this is a guilty pleasure of mine. I'm a teenage boy. I'm 19 years of age. This is made for me. This is exactly what I expect. Again, it is a favourites list. I'm not saying this movie is the best. I can very much understand why people do not like this movie. It's very much catered for my own tastes, and I have a lot of fun with this movie. Moving on to number 11, I'm going a fairly recent one, The Night Before. Another movie that is very much an adult Christmas movie that is catered to my taste. The actors in this movie are three of... I do, Anthony Mackie's great, but I love Seth Rogen and I fucking love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So, three actors in this movie that put on a very funny movie, as well as Michael Shannon is a very great kind of, I wouldn't say cameo, but a side character in this movie. He's very funny as well. This movie is very funny, very entertaining, and I just like adult Christmas movies. Another one that I can definitely see why people don't like, but putting it on my list as it is my personal list, do not hate. Moving on to number 10, another one that has been remade in animation form, and that is A Christmas Carol. This is obviously the version I think about in 2009, but it stars Jim Carrey, and I think this is the true telling of The Christmas Carol. I watched a few movies that told the story. I think this clear cut told the story the best. Whether it's the best movie or not, it's probably not, but I think it tells the story the best, and I really, really liked the animation style, and to me, Jim Carrey does the perfect voice of Ebenezer Scrooge. I really, really liked his Scrooge voice. I think he was the best Scrooge for me. Obviously, it's animation, so physical demeanour isn't a problem. But I had a lot of fun with this movie. Initially, I thought this movie looked a bit maybe slow or boring, and I actually really had a lot of fun with this. I think the animation style really stuck in my head as how much I like this movie, and I'll definitely buy this movie to have it and watch it next Christmas. Moving on to number 9, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Now this is obviously a mix between a Christmas movie and a Halloween movie. But it is very well done. It is definitely about half and half Halloween and Christmas movie. But it's Tim Burton, very, very Tim Burton, very, very unique film. And I had a lot of fun with this movie. It's very short. It's only about an hour and a quarter. Very, very short movie. But I think you have a lot of fun with it when you watch it. You get some very cool animations out of it. And you just have a nice time. Moving on to 1994 with number 8. We're going with The Santa Claus. Starring Tim Allen. This is the original Santa Claus, not the 2 sequels. I love the idea. I love Tim Allen. I thought he's hilarious. I'd love to see him in a movie, and I like the idea of him taking over like Santa Claus the way they did it. And this is a movie that, again, is up there because I've watched it so many times and so many Christmases, and it's just stuck with me. And I would have watched this movie, I reckon, close to a dozen times, being 19. I haven't been consistently watching some Christmas movies. I probably only watch maybe 2 or 3 every year, or close to every year that I can remember. But this is definitely up there. Moving on to number 7, a movie I was initially hesitant with watching because it's a very old movie, made in 1947, and that is A Miracle on 34th Street. This, the original, I haven't seen the remake, the 94 remake, whatever it was, but this original is really good. It's a story that I didn't think I would like. I didn't really know what it was about. I knew it was kind of a New York kind of thing, but the court case is actually a really a movie that surprisingly stuck with me. It is very, very old, and you can get that kind of stereotypical old look and stuff like that, and characterizations of the characters, blah blah blah. But this movie is actually very unique and very smart, and I really, really enjoy this movie, and I guarantee I'll be back to watch this next year. On to number 6, another one I watched for the first time, one I've been actually waiting to watch this entire Christmas because I've been hyped up about watching this for the first time, and that is A Christmas Story. This movie is just so funny, it is so unique, it is very, very charming, and I really enjoyed watching this movie when I did. It's something that you don't expect to be so charming. It had a certain charm about it, and I wasn't expecting it for this movie. I thought it was going to be a kid's comedy, and that was it. They actually had a whole new layer in there, and maybe this could be even higher up my list if I had seen it a lot more times. Again, this is a favourite list, and having to rewatch them and see how they've lasted time is definitely a factor in this list. And this could definitely be up there. If we're talking best, this is definitely top 3. I think this is a really, really good movie and a very well done movie. Moving on to the top 5 favourite Christmas movies, best Christmas movies, whatever you want to call it. Number 5, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. This movie is fucking hilarious. Chevy Chase is just a funny guy. I watched this with my dad, and we were both just pissing ourselves. It's a movie where kind of nothing happens. It has a plot kind of to do with his job, I suppose, but it's just the classic family coming to town and ruining Christmas, and a lot of funny shit happens. I really liked Julia Louis-Dreyfus and her boyfriend, like, next door neighbor thing they had going on, where they kept annoying him and just showing how annoying of a neighbor Chevy Chase was. It was fucking hilarious. This movie is very, very funny, and I'm just continuing to watch this movie as many Christmases as I can. Coming in at number 4, and now we're getting into the true favourites, the true ones that I've watched billions of times, Home Alone 2. Now, I think we have some controversy between which one's better, Home Alone 2 and Home Alone 1. I actually have a lot of friends that say Home Alone 2 is the better one. I think you can't beat the first one with the charm it has, but this one is definitely a great sequel. It definitely has some funny-ass pranks, and the pranks get a lot more deadly in this movie, I noticed. But this movie is just so fun and just different. It is a Christmas movie, but they're just like, yeah, fuck it, let's go for it. And Chuck McCalligan and trying to kill some dudes, and it's a hell of a lot of fun. And spoiler alert, coming in at number 3, Home Alone. So the first Home Alone, as I said, I thought this one is better. I think this was very more unique. The first one had a certain charm about it that we didn't necessarily see in the second one because we had seen the second one. But this one is definitely a lot of fun. It is definitely hella unique, and they just delivered on everything. It is funny. The traps are definitely more lighthearted, and the movie's got a great message to it that family definitely is important, as much as he hated it at the start. I think this movie is definitely a Christmas classic, and I've seen this a lot of times. A hell of a lot of times. But when it comes to watching a hell of a lot of times, I've never watched a Christmas movie more than I've watched this one. Coming in at number 2 is Elf. And this is definitely a personal favourite. This is a movie that I grew up with and I just can't forget. And this is locked in my mind as one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. And it's Elf. It's hilarious. It's Will Ferrell. It is close to his best without making dick jokes and adult jokes. It's just a hell of a lot of fun to watch this movie and enjoy this movie, and you get such a Christmas spirit, and it really just a fun, unique idea, and a big factor of you probably heard me say a lot of times is unique, and I like when they put a unique spin on a Christmas movie, and what's more unique than a human elf. Coming in at number 1, I'm gonna stop, sorry guys, Love Actually. I did my rewind review on it a couple days ago. I spoke about how much I love this movie. I think this is the perfect Christmas movie. It's a perfect rom-com. Everyone in it does a fantastic job. It is fucking hilarious. It is a great Christmas movie. It's just a movie that I can watch a dozen times, and I've been watching this, I think, the last 3 or 4 years, and I'll watch it a couple times again. I'll probably watch it again before Christmas, and it's just a hell of a lot of fun, guys, and I can't recommend this movie enough. Thank you guys for watching my list of best favourite Christmas movies of all time. I would love to see a great classic. I mean, the ones that come out now are kind of, you know, definitely more adult-based, or they're kind of like crappy kids movies. I'd love to see a really all-time great Christmas movie just come out now, come out next year, and just love it. I'd really enjoy that, because a lot of these, I don't say guilty pleasures, but they're definitely personal favourites because of the longevity I've had with these movies. But the ones that are viewed as classics are like the latest ones, like 80s. So it's really hard to nail down a list, guys. I did my best. I did 12 movies and then 5 fucking notable mentions. There's a lot of great Christmas movies out there. You got a couple days more, so if any of these movies, especially my top 5 that you have not seen, lock them in, watch them before Christmas. But of course, guys, have a Merry Christmas. I hope everyone has a fantastic Christmas and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you guys for watching. You guys can subscribe, comment. Again, I asked this in my Love Actually review. What is your favourite Christmas movie? Let me know below. But of course, have a good one.